So, I'm Cornell Chase, and I'm reviewing Shadow, to put it simply. Alright, so this is my first review, so if I'm awful, that's why. Shadow is a martial arts historical drama, kinda. Released in September 30th, 2018. Well, in China. Worldwide, it was released, I believe, May 3rd, 2019. So, this movie was directed by Zhang Yimou, I believe how you pronounce it. Don't hate on me if I pronounced it wrong. But he also directed two films I love, Hero and House of Flying Daggers. But he also did The Great Wall with Matt Damon. Yeah. That movie. But anyways, so I remember seeing the trailer and being curious of this as a fan of martial arts movies, especially Wuxia movies, with all the wire work. I love it. I love movies like that. But I didn't really have access at all to seeing this movie. The town I'm in is pretty limited in the release, so I ended up having to wait for a while to watch it. However, one day on Netflix I found, they put it there. So, naturally, I just had to watch it. Given that I was also doing a martial arts marathon, it was just destiny almost. So, this movie's set during the Three Kingdoms period of China, which is something I've actually done some research beforehand, and is a very fascinating piece of history. Now, what this movie's plot is, or synopsis is about, is it's basically about a commander who's trying to take back a city that is occupied by a rival kingdom. Despite his king being kind of cowardly about it, they kind of make him out to be seem cowardly, but honestly, at first, I was kind of on his side. I mean, he was kind of going about it more to avoid conflict, which is something I can actually respect. So the commander kind of ultimately chooses to go behind the king's back to essentially take back the kingdom. Now, kind of vague, right? Well, like I said, this is my first review. But also, I didn't want to say too much about this movie because I forgot a lot of what I saw in the trailer. Like, I remember mainly the umbrella stuff. But I kind of went in not knowing what this movie was about, and I was genuinely surprised. The first 10 minutes of this is pretty shocking. Or at least, I didn't see it coming. And I kind of think you should go in with that mentality of not really knowing what's going to happen here. Overall, this movie has something in common with Hero and House of Flying Daggers, in that there is a lot of twists and turns that you don't see coming. Like, there are several moments in here where I was just like, what? Or, nuh-uh, what? Huh? With this movie, you don't know who you can trust. Similar to the characters in the movie, I guess. Like, one moment you'll be like, this dude's kind of a prick. But then the next, you'll just be like, okay. Well, when he puts it like that, he is gonna have a point. Then a few moments later, you'll be like, oh no, he's still a prick. Like, you flip-flop throughout this movie on just various characters and how you feel about them. And also, they're pretty morally gray. Like, there's quite a bit of backstabbing here. Like, almost Game of Thrones level. Almost. For example, there's a character in here who, in the beginning, as soon as they were introduced, I was like, this guy's probably gonna be an asshole. And he was, but in that same scene, the more he talked, you were kinda like, well, I get where he's coming from, and he's kinda making good points, but then again, the asshole comes back. in the same scene, mind you. So by the end of this sequence alone, you kind of feel conflicted about this character, where you're like, he's an asshole, but what he's trying to do, I kind of see the point of, and I kind of side with him. But as the film goes on, I just kept flip-flopping between liking him and disliking him. And I feel that's something that the film does masterfully well with most of its characters. Now, you would think, oh, the villains must be bad, right? Well, okay, first of all, I just want to get this out of the way and make this clear. With the antagonist in this movie, it kind of depends on your viewpoint. Because you could argue a lot of characters in this movie are human and ergo kind of bad guys. But the people who are supposed to be the main antagonists, I believe the Yangs, I'm gonna be honest, I kind of like them. Yeah, I know. Crazy, right? The commander of the Yangs, I actually really liked how honorable he was, or came across as. At least to me. Again, this is all my personal opinion here, so take it with a grain of salt, I guess. Now, let's talk about the cinematography. Whew. This was incredible. Absolutely gorgeous. With a kind of black and white color scheme. Like, for the longest time with this movie, I kept wondering, was it in black and white? Or was it just muted? I'd say overall the color scheme is probably muted, but to the point of almost being black and white. I think this was done to, one, emphasize blood, but also kind of because this was a period piece. But mostly I think it was done to kind of blend in with the rainy environments of the film, which rain kind of plays a big role in this film. And not to lie, I kind of like it. So, I said this was a martial arts movie, so naturally, how's the martial arts? And the martial arts scenes are great. They aren't as diversely choreographed as some of, like, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon level, or even like the Ip Man series, which isn't wuxia, but point still stands. Another difference here between this and other wuxia films is the fight scenes here are more violent and gritty than a lot of other movies of this style, to me. Which I guess kind of reflects the nature of the movie, like the backstabbing and stuff. Also, one of the coolest martial arts weapons I've seen. I gotta admit that. Another thing is the music. I like how sparingly it's used, but when it is, it's very effective. Like, there's a great scene where two characters are playing this musical instrument. My apologies, I don't know what it is. I kind of wish I did because it's pretty cool. But they're playing and it's almost like a battle between them. Meanwhile, there's this other battle that's going on that's pretty intense. And also pretty cool. So would I recommend this movie to you? If you're a cinephile, a martial arts fan, or a fan of Chinese history/cinema, or even if you just wanted to watch a really good movie, actually, I think you'd love this. It's honestly one of the better movies I've seen. I'd give this movie a 9. Just filmmaking at its finest. Like, mwah. So I'm still new to this, so subscribe to my channel if you liked it. Hopefully I'll be doing others. I don't know. Again, I'm new to this. Stick with me here. Also, put down in the comments, what's your favorite martial arts movie? Because there's way too many for me to count. I love so many. I've been the movie dude, and may the force be with you. Again, I'm new.